Hey guys, welcome back to Ari the Stag. TR Tony here, sat on the driveway in the rain in a stag. Thank goodness I've still got the roof on temporarily. But hope you're well wherever you are. Just having a midweek update and a midweek briefing on how things are going with you. Just thought I'd touch base with a report in from Keith in Australia. Actually, he's sent me this week very kindly a brand new remanufactured fuse box holder that would normally go on the bulkhead of the Stag. So he's very kindly sent that through, and I'll just do a quick review of what he sent because there's quite important safety information I think you need to be aware of, such that if you want one, it'll be good for you to get hold of one if you can. And let's have a quick look. Okay, so here it is, and looks very good condition as you'd expect, being brand new remanufactured. Keith is a manufacturer and has made these in a small number. I don't think he's going to make too many more, if any. So if any of you want one, by all means, please give me an email and I'll put you in touch with him just so you can see if you can get hold of one. He likes reinventing things, recreating things that are useful for us. Now, the issue with these fuse boxes is that the old plastic, this is actually modern ABS plastic, which is flame proof and fireproof, and less likely to ignite. The old ones, by definition, get cracked, they get brittle, they get worn, and apparently they start shorting left, right and centre. Of particular interest is where the fuse box holder screws to the bulkhead. Apparently these can degrade over time, not on this one, on the old ones, and then of course you then get live to live wires through the screw on the bulkhead, and that can cause a fire. So I think it's a very impressive piece of kit. Obviously a very simple concept. You need to put your fuses in, obviously, you know, once you've got it fitted in the car. And as I was just saying, it's important that obviously these are the terminals that go through to the back of the dashboard. The front cover, as will show you, comes off here. I presume you can put some spare ones in here, and this is obviously where your fuses all connect across the various terminals to make the circuit. So it's looking really tidy, very, very professionally done, and nicely labelled on the front of the cover as well. So for Wallies like me, I can very quickly understand which one is battery, ignition, parking, and so on. You've even got a couple of spare ones there that aren't nominated or allocated, such that you can choose additional fuses and whatever, even for overdrive as well, which this car hasn't got, being an automatic. But very good. But actually I think he's done a brilliant job, and hats off to a guy who's taken the initiative, set up his own tooling, and has now manufactured a number of these that are available. And as I say, I'm happy to put you in touch in due course. But well done, Keith. Hats off, well done. It's great to see such commitment to keeping the mark going. Well done. Really good to see the fuse box firsthand, but let's just get outside and have a walk around. It is raining a little bit, I'm sorry, but it's a midweek update, so we'll be all right. Let's just have a look under the bonnet, and I'll show you the fuse box in situ, and whether or not the UES 591S red Stag we've got is new or not, and I need just to check that, of course. Obviously this one here will go into UEDY 49M, so I'll be taking this down to Alan the Welders to get that fitted in that car as we rebuild it, which will be good. He said, Keith just said test fit it to make sure it's not too out in terms of the fit in the bulkhead itself, so that's really good. So let's go out and have a look under the bonnet. I'll also show you at the same time something else that Keith is committed to producing very soon. And it's actually a one-way flap on the bulkhead. I'll show you in just a sec what I mean, but basically the function of it is that it's a one-way valve that stops engine fumes coming in from the engine bay into the cabin through the heater matrix. So I'll show you that in just a second, and let's go and have a look. So here we are in the UES 591S's engine bay, and it is actually raining today, so apologies for that. But just looking at the fuse box in this car, that box looks fairly new, so I don't know if that's one of Keith's originals or if it's just had a sticker put over it. It actually looks quite new, so I'm not sure that's the original one in there. Obviously with UNY 49M we'll have to make sure that the fuse box that Keith sent gets put in there because of the safety reasons we've been talking about with this. But that doesn't look too bad. So I'm fairly happy with this one, and obviously I'll talk to Alan about how that fits into the gap in the bulkhead to make sure that it's a good snug fit. And just whilst I'm filming, Keith also sent this very nice emblem over all the way from Australia. It looks to be machine stitched in the stag emblem, and that's going to adorn either my office or in time quite possibly in the garage. So thanks, Keith, that's a really good piece of work for you. Look right at the details, very tiny stitching. So I don't know who did that. There is a label on the back that, because of my age, I can't read that well, but if you want to zoom in, they look to be the manufacturers. But again, we can always ask Keith if needs be about how we get more of these done if anybody wants them. But no, it looks really smart, and I will proudly mount this, as I say, short term in the office, and then once we get the garage done, it'll take place. I might even frame it, actually, put it in a little frame, put it on the wall. That'll look nice, won't it? Excellent, mate, thanks very much. And then the secondary thing that Keith's talking about, I believe, is making a replacement one of these. It's actually a flap that goes into, that actually obscures the hole underneath, look, for the heater box. And as you can see, it's kind of a one-way, acts as like a one-way valve. It almost, any air pressure out here, it seals that. But obviously what you don't want to have is loads of exhaust fumes or engine fumes coming back through the cabin, carbon monoxide and all the rest of it, that could cause a problem. So I'm guessing Keith's going to be reproducing these as well. It'll be a good retrofit addition to the safety of our stags in due course. But there you go. So from what Keith is saying, that as we mentioned, I think the old fuse boxes, some of them are getting on towards 50 years old now, and they get brittle, as we mentioned, with kind of loose connectors that start to cause heat and obviously potential for fire. The mounting points, as I mentioned before, are the screws break very easily and cause the fuse connectors then themselves to short onto the firewall. And Keith's view, quite rightly too, and how many more cars have we got to see by the side of the road in flames during the summer when we're out normally and about, is that really, as a matter of safety, everybody should be looking to swap these over now. You know, that's really great advice. Alright guys, so that's it for this week. Little quick midweek update. I hope you're well wherever you are, emerging from lockdown as we slowly are, which is really great news, but you're keeping safe nevertheless. Don't forget, as ever, to like, share and subscribe. It's always good to have you on board, and please feel free to refer a friend if you like. We always do with War. It's really great. Sincere thanks to Keith for all his efforts. Thanks, Keith. You've done a brilliant job there. Such great commitment, as I said, to keeping the Mark alive and going, and some tough to find parts there. As I say, guys, he is a manufacturer. He doesn't have huge amounts of stocks. I'm not sure he's making too much money at it either. So when they're done, they're done. When they're gone, is his message. So if you want a fuse box or a flap which yet to be manufactured, then give me a shout. I'll put you in touch with him. Good stuff. Have a great week, and we'll see you online on Harry the Stag very soon. Cheers for now, guys. Bye.